marriages. We are on today again, continuing our discussion on forgiveness. Good morning. I am Wanda with Soundproof Marriages. Again, we are continuing our discussion. Y'all, we got to have a discussion about it. We got to bring it to the surface, the forgiveness issue, right? So that we can get the healing we need in our marriage, the healing we need in the inside. So come on in this morning. Again, I am Wanda with Soundproof Marriages as we continue the month of February to discuss forgiveness and actually unforgiveness that's still there, that hidden thing. Sometimes we think we have forgiven and it's still there. So yeah, this is what we will be talking about this morning. So I am getting everybody on. I'm getting everybody on. So hold on as I bring everybody on. So, all right. Again, I am Wanda with Soundproof Marriages. Again, come on in, guys. Good morning. This month, February, we will continue our discussion, our talk on forgiveness, why we honestly have to have that in our marriage, in our life, and how that thing we think we forgave, we think is done, we think is, we've moved past it. And this is what we are going to talk about to make sure you did not sweep it under the rug. It's still an issue in your life that you're not even aware of. And so this is some of the stuff that we're bringing out this month of February, making sure that we have taken the unforgiveness out. There are no boundaries that are there or constriction, nothing that is constricting us and holding us, that in unforgiveness would do that. So again, guys, come on in this morning as we talk forgiveness and making sure that we are good. And so I want to talk again. I have my whiteboard up and I see one group may not be able to see the board, but that's all right, y'all. I pull from the board. We'll pull. Let me get words out right. We'll pull from the whiteboard. So good morning. Come on in. I welcome you guys to get on in here, chat, engage, because you want your marriage to be the best that it could be, right? You want your home life to be the best that it could be. You want to be the best that you could be. And being the best that you can be is learning how to forgive and truly forgive, the God kind of way of forgiveness, not forgiveness of the world. Because so much of the world thought and the patterns of how the world operate has infiltrated your mind, your thinking. And so you have limited how you forgive, and that's not true forgiveness. So let's get some understanding of true forgiveness. So this is what we'll talk about. So I give people a little time to get on. Good morning. If you guys can put in the chat where you're from, as we give people time to get on. Again, I am Wanda with Soundproof Marriages, and I do counsel and coach ladies in their marriages. And so I have been married for almost 37 years, and that really is by the grace of God. I have to give God credit for that, right? But it's stuff that I had to learn that I could use to help you. Honestly, I'm telling y'all what I know. It's certain things, because you know how you feel like you're hopeless and you feel like there's nothing you can do, and no matter what you do, it seems like it's not enough, and this and that. But no, there are things that you can do in your home and your marriage to not just enhance it, because we want to move more than enhance. Sometimes these marriages are in trouble, right? And so it's things that you can do to get you and pull your marriage out of trouble, that you can have the peace. That you can have, honestly, that peace that you're desiring in your home. You don't have peace. Y'all, I mean, really, it's like trouble in your home. You have just trouble and unrest in your home, and you need the peace to be there and abide there in your home. So it's things that you can do in spite of your husband being a certain way. It's stuff that you can do to gain the peace. And so this is what I teach ladies. This is what I teach you, that you honestly could have the peace as God worked through the process of answering your prayers pertaining to your husband. As God worked through the process, you can have that peace. I tell you what I know. I've been doing this for a number of years, guys, and so I'm trying to tell you what I know. It's not just what worked in my home, but it's what I teach ladies, and I see it working in their homes. So you can have the peace. But this month, we're dealing with forgiveness. and making sure we uproot unforgiveness. Last month we dealt with the month, January was the month we dealt with pride. This month, February, we will deal with unforgiveness, because those things will destroy you and will destroy your marriage. Some people are walking around with a lot of stuff ailing in their bodies because of the unforgiveness that's still there, that's deep rooted, because of the trauma and the hurt that's in their bodies that's deep rooted. And so you thinking, I forgave them. No, you did not. It's still there. You just kind of just left it alone. You set it over to the side and thought it wasn't going to bother you if you didn't bother it. But no, it's bothering you. It's affecting your thought pattern. It's affecting your decision making. It's affecting your health. And so this is why you forgive, so that you can have peace. And your forgiveness this is what I want to highlight. You choosing to forgive is not excusing the behavior. It's not excusing what they did. You giving you opening up forgiveness is not telling them, well, you have permission to treat me this way again. You know how they say you have to treat people or train them how to treat you, that kind of thing. And so if I let them get by with this, they will do it again. No, you forgive. This is what I talk about, where we say we allow the world thought patterns and the world way of thinking to get into our way of thinking when we're trying to follow what's right and who's right. You forgive not because they apologize. You forgive because you understand what forgiveness brings to you. You understand that unforgiveness will hurt you. John, I'm serious. When I had to get the revelation and got the revelation of letting stuff go, I mean, truly letting it go. It doesn't say you don't have wisdom. You do operate in wisdom, but it's a difference in operating in God's wisdom and using the wisdom of the world when it comes to forgiving someone. We really are, child. We take so much of the world stuff and we try to make it our stuff. It's not our stuff. Learn to forgive completely, and your actions are going to show whether or not you truly forgive that person. It's going to show up. Not in your words, because you can choose, yeah, I forgive them, and you can talk to your friend and talk to somebody else and tell, oh no, I forgive them. No, I did forgive them. I have my clients who would tell me that, no, I did forgive them. Let us continue to talk. As we continue to talk, I point out, no, that right there, that action depicts your unforgiveness. No, that act right there depicts your unforgiveness. That decision you made right there depicts your unforgiveness. So we think we have forgiven, and a lot of times we have not. But we will lie to ourselves. And let me just wake y'all up. You know how you shake somebody and wake them up? Let me shake you this morning and wake you up to tell you, come on, ladies, come on. Don't lie to yourself. If we have any men on watching, don't lie to yourself. Don't deceive yourself. That self-deception, don't lie to yourself thinking, well, I did forgive, and but. You got all these buts, but your actions are showing something different. So walk in true forgiveness and don't wait on an apology to do so. You talking about spiritually growing. You talk about being a better person. This is where you have to train. You hear me? You have to train your emotions. You have to train your soul how to forgive. When I tell you, I'm trying to tell you what, you have to train your soul how to forgive without an apology. Because we get so equipped to, well, apologize, and once that person apologizes, then you can release forgive. No, because you're held in bondage to that person and to that act that they did. You held in bondage to that thing, waiting on an apology. So you forgive without an apology. You train your soul. You have to train your soul. You can do it one time, you're like, okay, well, I did it. No, when you have to do it on a regular basis, and if you have a marriage that's in trouble and your husband continues to do things that offend you, you have to learn how to continue to forgive without an apology. Not sweep it under the rug where it's bothering you. I'm glad you said you needed this. Good, good. Come on in here. Perfect timing. God has perfect timing. God has I saw somebody put in the notes they needed this. God has perfect timing. But you forgive. You forgive because you need it. You forgive for your own sake, for your own good. Child, you know how? No, you don't have time. Do y'all understand? You know how? I'm telling you, when I got this revelation, you were like, no, I don't have time for God to turn the arrow back at me. I don't have time for that. You know how you have enough stuff that you're warring with being here? You know, he said, in this world we will have trouble. You have enough stuff going on. You don't need God to turn the arrow back on you because you choose not to forgive and to forgive again and again and again. Free yourself. You will hear me say that all the time. God, free yourself. Free yourself by giving forgiveness. Don't wait on that apology. And it's not saying, this is what it's not saying. I need y'all to get this. It really is not giving a person permission to do it again. This is the lie of the enemy. It's not giving them permission to do it again. It's not saying that it was okay for them to do it the first time. But what it is saying, I choose to free my soul. I choose to have some peace in this soul. In your mind, your will, emotions, that's your soul. You choose to have peace in your soul. This is why you forgive. In your soul. Your soul has layers. If you can imagine a building with different floors. Okay, so your soul has different floors. And say if it's I can imagine 3 levels. Your mind, your will, and emotions, but they have different floors. Right? And so on that level that God has you on that floor, whatever, if you're on the 15th floor, on that floor, you need to master this. I'm going to forgive without an apology. Without an apology. If that's something you guys got time to put in the chat for me, and it may be a lot, but without an apology. Because if you write it down, you know how sometimes you can write something down and it just get more into you. You know, in school, you know when you have to write that thing out, you write it out, and this is how I study. I have to write it out. It seems to penetrate and get in. I can remember it better if I take time to write it out. So if you guys can put that in the chat without an apology, because this is what you're going to train your soul, how to forgive without an apology. Without, good morning, Katie, without an apology. You're going to, hear me, again, train your soul to forgive without the apology. You're going to know how to speak back to your soul. It's okay to talk to yourself when you're talking to yourself like this. Because spirit, soul, and body, this is what you're made up of. David in the Bible talked to himself. He talked to his soul. And he asked his own self, his soul, why was his soul depressed, downcast? Why are you so downcast, oh my soul? This is what he was writing out. This was a song he was singing. And this was the lyrics of that song. Why are you so downcast? In our day and time, why are you depressed? Oh, my soul. So you learn to talk to your soul. So when your soul tells you you're crazy for forgiving your husband again, you can speak back to it. You have an answer to give back to it. Why are you forgiving him? You know he's just going to do it again. Then I would just forgive again. Give your soul that answer. When he does it again, if he does it again, I will forgive again. The world says to put a number, limitations to your forgiveness. Take the limitations off. You understand that you need to forgive because you truly understand forgiveness. If it's hard for you to accept forgiveness without trying to earn it, it would be hard for you to give forgiveness without your husband earning it. That's a master class topic. I hope y'all wrote that down. I hope y'all got that. I hope you got it. I hope you wrote it down. because that's an issue for a lot of you. That's an issue for a lot of you. And so what we would do, again, this month, February, is dedicated to dealing with forgiveness and making sure you understand and know I need to forgive in this marriage. I need to forgive across the board. If it's anyone I'm holding something against, I need to forgive them and truly release them. They owe me nothing. This is why I say you can forgive without an apology. They owe me nothing. They don't owe, there's no debt. Like a bill, somebody owes, you owe, you owe a bill. You have a bill. You need to pay the bill. Well, they don't need to pay the bill. They don't need to pay for what they did. They don't owe you anything. And so even if they owe you an apology, this is what y'all had. I took it up a notch when I got that part, y'all. I'm telling you, in the spirit realm, God helped me. God brought me up a notch. When I got that, okay, if I'm not, it's releasing the debt. And I'm saying they owe me nothing. If I'm waiting on an apology, that means they owe me an apology. Nope, I'm not going to, nope, let me forgive without that. Do they owe me an explanation? Why did you do what you did? Nope, they don't even owe me an explanation. Let me forgive without an apology and without an explanation. Without an apology and without an explanation. Do y'all get that? Get that. Forgive your husband. Don't wait on an apology. Don't wait on an explanation. You're forgiving because your soul needs freedom. You don't need to get caught up in bondage. You don't need any sickness or disease attacking your body because of the thing that it does in your cells and in your bones and in your body. No, forgive for your peace. So for yourself, you need to forgive. Release that person. I'm talking marriages, so release your husband of the debt. Paid in